Now, if you could give some advice to your younger selves, what would be one piece of advice from each of you? What advice would you give to your younger selves?
Keep backpacking. Because it's great. Like, the world is awesome. Well, yeah. And like, people are awesome. But sometimes you just got to, and it's getting outside your little box and realizing that, like, you're actually more resilient, much more clever, more like able to just be you than what you thought. So just go and be you.
I love that.
I think that's what, like, yeah, I agree with all of it. And, like, I'd probably also say, you know, the way, like, we're taught to be like, you know, you go to school, you finish school, you get a job, or you have a gap year, and then you go to university or you get a degree, and then, like, you have to have a degree because that makes you that means that you've made it, and then you got to buy a house, and you got to get married, and you got to have kids, and you got to do all of these things, right? In that order. And it's like, it's so much pressure, and then you've got to, like, and, you know, I've realized lately, like, buying all, like, having all stuff, like, I used to own houses, I used to own apartments as well, and it was like, I had all these things, like, the bank pretty much owned all of it, but it looked like I was successful because I had this stuff. But it's like, it's pretty much just creating a personal prison for yourself, because you're then in this space of, like, well, I have to keep working, and I can't really, like, take a risk and expand in a space that, like, I feel completely open and passionate to, because I'm tied to debt, or I'm tied to, like, you know, this idea of, you know, what we should be. And I guess, you know, we're, like, also taking into account that I'm also a lesbian. Yeah, it's nice. And it's like, you know, I think it might not be the same for people growing up nowadays, that things are becoming a lot more acceptable. But prior to that, it was like, you know, you had to be in a heterosexual relationship, and that was, like, normal. So, like, even in younger years, I went through those difficult times of really kind of trying to push myself into a box that I didn't fit. And it created a lot of, like, you know, anxiety, depression, and all of that. And once I just went, you know, having things doesn't make me happy. It doesn't, you know, and we talk about this pursuit of happiness in our culture, and happiness, I think, comes from humbleness more than it comes from things. And I think
I love that.
That's what I probably tell myself. It's like, forget all that shit.
Yeah.
Just do what you want to do, because I think if you live passionately and you live from what fills you as opposed to what depletes you, then you'll end up being more successful than anything. The rest could ever imagine. It always does.
Yes.
I used to think all these people that would say this stuff, like, it'll come, it'll just come. Like, well, it doesn't come without hard work.
I feel you. You got to. There is that blood, sweat, and tears, but there's also that, you know, that being present as in the journey and enjoying it. My dad always drills into me that it's not about the things; it's about the life of purpose, and whatever that purpose is for you, you have to find it. You have to find it. And was that movie City Slickers with Billy Crystal? What's the meaning of life? This, you know. And it was an old movie. I'm dating myself, but, you know, and, like, the cowboy guy's like, misses a meaning of life right here, and he's like, what is this? What is this? And then the guy dies and he doesn't know, and he finally figures out this. The meaning of life is, it's whatever it is to you. You have to figure it out. But once you figure it out, put your heart into it. Dive in.